Sometimes, words are as precious as gold. You won't find them just anywhere. Delving into the ancient cultures of Greece, China, and Africa, I discovered powerful quotes with life lessons that have the potential to transform your life forever. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Eventually, all things fall into place. Until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moments, and know everything happens for a reason. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Don't tell your friend what your enemy shouldn't know. Out of difficulties grow miracles. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Not everyone whom you meet's intentions are true. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. There are not more than 5 musical notes, yet the combinations of these 5 give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Only time can heal what reason cannot. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil when full. Starve them when settled, make them move. The real man smiles in trouble, gathers strength from distress, and grows brave by reflection. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. Always go too far, because that's where you'll find the truth. The busier we are, the more acutely we feel that we live. Kind words don't cost much, yet they accomplish much. Never sacrifice your growth for anyone. Who wishes to fight must first count the cost. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. Know yourself and you will win all battles. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot and you'll survive whatever is coming. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Change is not a threat, it's an invitation to live. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. To remain in the past means to be dead. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Keep your expectations only to yourself. Life is not always fair. No man ever threw away life while it was worth keeping. To perceive the world differently, we must be willing to change our belief system, let the past slip away, expand our sense of now, and dissolve the fear in our minds. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. In taking revenge, a man is, but even with his enemy. But in passing it over, he is superior. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. People that lie and cheat can often come out on top. But no matter how bad a situation may seem, you just have to keep battling on, hoping and wishing. A wise man will make more opportunities than he finds. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. When it is dark enough, you can see the stars. We are our choices. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. We live only now. Everything else is either past or is unknown. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate in the present, and to mistrust the future. It is not so much our friends' help that helps us as the confidence of their help. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. Respond to critiques with accomplishments. From the point of view of youth, life is an endless future. From the point of view of old age, it is a very short past. An intelligent person always hides three things about himself: his weaknesses, his sources of wisdom, and his true aspiration. When we lose one blessing, another is often most unexpectedly given in its place. The most precious thing in the world is time with those you love. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something we don't have, but rather of recognizing and appreciating what we do have. Your future is your past, which you understand. You have to help yourself. No one else can help you. You have to do it yourself. Once you realize this, you will feel more in control of your life. You won't always be able to help someone change for the better. If you keep trying, there will come a day when you decide you can't do it anymore, and they clearly don't want to change. Your life is the result of the choices you make. There is no plan, just the consequences of choices. Be cautious with good deeds. Kindness has limits, and some may exploit your generosity. You can either become the victim of your struggles, or emerge from them as the hero of your life. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. People only get better with experience if they are willing to learn and understand the lessons that are given to them through the bad times in their lives. Tough times teach us that our resilience is stronger than we ever imagined. You have to speak up for yourself. No one else will. Don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone. You never know how much they mean to you until they're gone. Never back down from a real challenge. They give the best lessons in life. You are the only person that can simultaneously be your best friend and your worst enemy, and you can choose which one is more prevalent. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it. Sometimes you're not going to fit in, no matter how hard you try, and it's better to just be alone. Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. When one door closes, another opens. But we often look so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one which has opened for us. Always trust what your gut tells you, even when everybody else tries to convince you otherwise. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. All you have to do is pay attention. Lessons always arrive when you are ready. Facing your emotions gives you more strength and happiness in the long run than shutting them down or ignoring them. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. You can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you get what you need. If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. Life changes for the better when we realize that we don't have to know everything and we don't have to pretend that we do. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. You can't understand everything immediately. Sometimes you need to wait. Some goodbyes set you free. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. The great courageous act that we must all do is to have the courage to step out of our history and past so that we can live our dreams. Nothing in your life will change unless you change. You think you know someone, but mostly you just know what you want to know. It took a long time, but I have learned that you just can't take anything you want out of life. without putting something back in exchange. You have to believe in yourself. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy, and is not moved by him. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. If you ignore both your enemy and yourself, you are certain to be in peril. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. Wheels of justice grind slow but grind fine. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. If his forces are united, separate them. You can't trust a man who has nothing to lose. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will be weak everywhere. Be where your enemy is not. An enemy is a friend who knows too much about you. Beware of sugar that is mixed with poison. Beware of the fly that sat on a dead snake. Who does not know the evils of war cannot appreciate its benefits. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. Regard your soldiers as your children. They will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look on them as your own beloved sons. A leader leads by example, not by force. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. In making tactical dispositions, the highest pitch you can attain is to conceal them. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is noise before defeat. The captured soldiers should be kindly treated and kept. One need not destroy one's enemy. One need only destroy his willingness to engage. Every animal with blood in its veins and horns on its head will fight when it is attacked. Never trust a friend who is silent about your flaws.